Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. So this is going to be a combination of recipes that we eat in a week. The first dish is going to be a easy pasta. All of these dishes are easy, delicious, and cost effective. So we're starting here with a wok. I used a huge wok so that I can mix the chicken, the pasta, and the spinach all together. I seasoned this chicken with salt, Mrs. Dash, garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning. That's going to be the seasoning that I use on most of these dishes. I think this is the only dish that I use something extra, which was the Italian seasoning because it's a pasta dish. So we have our chicken here, and I'm just flipping them over to make sure that they're evenly browned on all the sides so that we can have a good grilled taste. Once the chicken is done, we're going to add in our spinach with some olive oil. Mix it all together and let that spinach cook down a bit. After that, we're going to go ahead and add in our noodles. But just let that spinach cook down and let that seasoning that's on that chicken get in there with the spinach. Then add the pasta. Season the pasta with the exact same seasonings. And mix it all around, get it all in there so that those flavors can all come together. And last but not least, we add some shredded sharp cheddar, because you cannot go wrong with cheese and pasta. This pasta was so delicious, it was so easy, and it was so filling. I love sour cream, so I added sour cream to the top of mine, so that's an idea. This is meal 1, chicken and spinach penne. Our next dish is one of my family's favorites, burgers and fries. I just cut up some old potatoes, garlic powder, onion powder, Mrs. Dash, and sea salt. Put those in the oven. Then we have our onions here. Chop up some onions and put those in there. We're going to add some salt to our burger mixture, sea salt, some pepper, black pepper, and I love to add the garlic powder to my burgers and the Mrs. Dash, because I like my meat to have lots of flavor but not be salty. And then my secret ingredient is the shredded sharp cheddar. Put that in your burger mixture so there'll be like cheese inside your burger and on your burger. Of course, you have to add that egg and mix it up in there so your burgers can cook well and bind together really good. So just mix that all up in a big mixing bowl, and you have your turkey burger mixture. So now that our burgers are all mixed up, we place them in a skillet 1 or 2 at a time so they can just stretch and spread out together. And there they are, nice and brown. And I added some green peppers because I like to put grilled peppers and onions on my burgers, so they look so nice, and they were so good and juicy. And then you add your cheese on top of your burgers while they're still in the skillet. I put some water in there so the steam could rise and melt the cheese. See that cheese melting on top of those burgers? It's making me hungry all over again. These burgers are so easy, so quick, and so delicious. And that's provolone cheese on those burgers. And another quick meal, all done. So we're just gonna put the burgers on our buns, put some of those grilled green peppers, and I just use raw onion because we have cooked onion, remember, inside of the burger. So we have that cooked onion, those grilled green peppers, and then as one of our toppings, we have the raw onion. And I also use spinach instead of lettuce, and it was really, really good. And some of those fries. They were nice and crispy and seasoned. There's our turkey burger. Look at that cheese. Oh, it looks so good. You cannot go wrong with burgers and fries. And turkey burgers, they taste better to me than beef burgers. So, there is meal 2, turkey burgers. And our next meal, we're just gonna do a chicken and potato bake using all those same seasonings. But this time I had garlic salt because I don't think I could find my garlic powder, or for whatever reason I used just garlic salt and the Mrs. Dash seasoning on our chicken wings. So we season both sides. And we're gonna put a pad of butter on top of each piece of chicken. That's gonna add flavor as well as give the skin a nice, crispy, crunchy texture and taste. Put those in the oven. And then we have some potatoes here that we're going to cut up. Put them in a bowl and season them with the Mrs. Dash, garlic, onion, and sea salt. Put some olive oil and mix it all up. And we're going to put these in the oven. Both the chicken and the potatoes go in the oven on 350. And there are our potatoes. They're all done. So now we're going to add some cream of chicken soup to the potatoes and put them back in the oven for an additional 15 minutes. Just make sure the soup is evenly distributed throughout the potatoes so that you have that creamy flavor in every bite. This is like one of my favorite side dishes. I love cream of chicken soup on potatoes. It's so good. Some people actually add some butter in there. That looks so delicious. And parsley. Some people actually put the cream of chicken soup on their chicken as well. I like the flavor of it, but I don't like how it doesn't allow my chicken to be as crispy. So that's why I opt not to do it anymore. I just put the soup on my potatoes. And there it is out of the oven. You got a little butter in there with that soup and those potatoes. It looks so good. And you just take a little bit of that soup in there with the potatoes and drizzle it over your chicken so you can have some of that flavor with the crisp of the chicken skin. Look at that. It looks so good. So good. And it was so good. So there is our meal 3, cream of chicken bake. Alright, so our next meal we have here is cube steak. I seasoned it with the Mrs. Dash, the garlic powder, the onion powder, and the sea salt. Okay, so I just threw those in the skillet with some onion and some what is that? Beef broth. I added beef broth to give it a little more flavor and kind of make it like a gravy. And we just paired that with a baked potato, just a classic cube steak, baked potato, and onion. Now, I would have done this dish a little differently. I would have put the cube steaks in the crock pot because I think that the crock pot would have made them a tad bit more tender, and I would have liked that better. So try that as well. But it was definitely still good, and that's meal number 4. Cube steak and baked potato. Meal number 5 is easy and healthy because we have been eating. This was all in over the course of 1 week, so these were legit back-to-back meals. So we have been eating kind of heavy, so this day I wanted to make something light. So we just did the broccoli, the grilled chicken, and that was all we had that night. Broccoli and grilled chicken. I think my husband ate some of those leftover potatoes from the chicken baked with his. But the kids and I, we just had the broccoli and the grilled chicken, and it was delicious. So there it is, meal number 5, chicken and broccoli. Almost to the end, y'all. So we're to meal number 6, and I added some organic vegetable broth to these frozen green beans and let them cook. I added the same seasonings again to these green beans and let them cook down, and I'm gonna pair these green beans with some spaghetti. So now we're gonna make our pasta sauce, and that's just minced garlic, butter with the Mrs. Dash and sea salt. I make my spaghetti with ground turkey. As you guys know, I cook a lot with ground turkey. So you just fry that meat up, and I do it in a pot so that I can add the pasta sauce right to it and mix it all together. I know a lot of people cook their ground beef or turkey in a skillet, but I use a pot for mine because you can then put the pasta sauce right into the pot. And there are our green beans, nice and flavorful because I cooked them in the vegetable broth as opposed to, just putting them in a pot of water. When you use broth, it makes them more, it gives it more flavor to me. So there is meal number 6, spaghetti and green beans. Meal number 7. This was our first time trying. I make quesadillas all the time, but I just tried something different and made chicken quesadillas and added some Spanish rice to them. It was good. I think I'm just biased to, regular quesadillas, but they were really delicious with the rice inside of the tortillas. So we browned that chicken just like we did on meal number 1, and we're gonna add this Spanish rice. Here's some taco seasoning that I'm adding to the chicken. And there it is, all done. So we fry the tortillas in the skillet so they can have like that nice crunchy texture. So I just put the rice first, then I put the cheese, and then I put the chicken on top of the cheese. add some taco sauce. There's one that had melted. And there you have it. Our chicken and rice quesadillas. Hope you guys make some of these meals and it's as good to your family as it was to mine. Thanks for watching.